Hello, St. Catherine. It's Father Tim here with your daily message of hope. Each day when we turn on the TV, we watch the news, or we scroll through our phones and look at the latest news reports, oftentimes we're faced with just a lot of bad news. And they tell us in this coming week that we should expect it to get a little worse before it gets better. In the midst of all this bad news, I want to encourage you, I want to challenge you to look for the good, to see the miracles that are happening every day in the midst of all of this bad news. For me, yesterday was one of those examples of just some of the good that's happening. We celebrated Mass here at church for Palm Sunday. We had hundreds of people who joined us live on YouTube to be part of the Mass. And then afterwards, we had thousands of people who went back and watched the recording because they weren't able to join us live. After Mass, we gave out palms in front of the church for over 70 minutes. There was a three-way traffic jam on Bonneville Metairie Road. People trying to get to church. People just trying to receive a palm because they longed to be in church, but they weren't able to. And so that palm was very symbolic of them being able to participate in Palm Sunday. And then immediately after that, we took to the streets. We put a trailer in the back of a truck, and we took the Blessed Sacrament, and we went driving through the streets, processing through the streets in front of people's homes. People came out, young, old, sick, healthy. They knelt down on the grass, they knelt down on the concrete, just for the opportunity to lay eyes on the Lord, to see Jesus present in the Eucharist, and to receive a special blessing as he passed by. To me, this is an example of, in the midst of all of this bad, that there is good that is happening, that our faith is being strengthened, that we have this thirst within us to be able to come to church. We have this hunger inside of us to be able to receive Jesus in the Eucharist. I can't wait for the day that we're finally able to pack this church with people. My prayer is that our faith will be strengthened during this time when we're away from the church physically, but we can join virtually, and that we will never take for granted the opportunity we have to worship the Lord every day and every weekend. So in the midst of all this bad news, my challenge for you is to see the good that has happened both with our faith and the good that's happening by people helping their neighbors who are in need. Speaking of good, we can't forget about our doctors and our nurses and all those who are on the front lines fighting this disease. Yesterday at 6 p.m., our church bells rang, and bells throughout the Archdiocese rang at 6 p.m. at the request of the Archbishop. He asked that every day at 6 p.m., church bells ring throughout the Archdiocese so that people can be reminded of the need to stop and to pray for those who are on the front lines in the hospitals. Pray for our doctors, our nurses, our technicians, all those who are involved in healthcare, that God would protect them, keep them safe from the virus, and give them perseverance in the midst of all of the difficult situations that they are facing daily. So if you hear our bells ringing for 5 minutes at 6 p.m., know that they are not broken. We're not trying to disrupt your dinner or your afternoon nap. We're just trying to remind you of a need to pray for those who are on the front lines, those heroes who are working to keep us safe. God bless you. Know that Father Andrew and I are praying for you. If there's anything we can do for you, please let us know. Stay safe and healthy. We'll see you soon.